The autumn outfits are out in force this week. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Fashion and Style Edit, and to a sunny but noticeably colder Ibiza. We've definitely had autumn vibes here this week, so I've got lots of outfit ideas to show you with what I wore this week that you can wear on those cooler days. Plus, I did a Zara try on, no haul, to check out their new autumn winter collection. I received some beautiful jewelry from GINGIBERI, and on top of that, I met a local Ibizan legend for an impromptu chat. All coming up in today's video, so let's go back to where this week began.
I think one of the hardest things since moving abroad, and I kind of knew this would be difficult actually. It seems silly, but it's actually your postage. A lot of people live down a dirt track and most people don't even have an address. It's kind of, oh yeah, I'm near that yellow rock at the bottom of the road. So obviously part of my job is receiving packages from brands, which I know I'm really, really lucky to get. But I was worried, you know, if I can't get these packages, what am I going to do? And then I think, hopefully today I've actually cracked it. Someone has sent me a package with DHL and they are going to become my new best friend if this actually works. Apparently it's arrived. Okay, so fingers crossed. Hopefully this works. Let's go have a look. Oh, that is a huge relief, actually. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but that was a big thing for me, being able to make my job work in another country. And DHL, I love you. Anyway, I forgot to tell you about my outfit of the day. So I've got into jeans weather a little bit on occasion here in Ibiza now. Definitely in the evenings as well, actually. It has suddenly turned a bit and you can feel a bit of a chill in the air. So these jeans are my high-waisted, very slightly flared ones that I got from Levi's. So I've paired the jeans with my lovely new in cardigan. My ankle boots are the slightly higher ones. I kind of need that with these jeans because they're quite long. And then my bangle is from Suzanne as well. We've got a good day in store because it's definitely got off to a very good start.
Buenas noches, hope you are all well. So tonight we are off for an early dinner and going to try our luck at one of our all-time favourite restaurants, Balafia. Now where we've moved to, kind of in the middle of the island, is literally down the road from Balafia, but it was fully booked all summer long, as it has been for about 20 years. It's always one of those that you can never get a table. What possessed us this evening to think that we might get a table, especially when we haven't booked? I'm not sure, but I was kind of thinking because it's fairly early. Anyway, so let me show you quickly my outfit idea, which is ridiculously low-key and super chilled and relaxed. So I am wearing an old favourite jumper that is very comfy. So I've paired it with my terracotta trousers, very chilled out with my flip-flops on my feet, my lovely suede handbag, a little sprinkle of gold. So fingers crossed this works out. I shall let you know. Well, we managed to get a table. Yay! And oh my goodness, that meal last night was so lovely. If you're ever on the island, I can really recommend you go. I mean, as you could see with my outfit last night, it's all very super chilled and relaxed. You don't have to dress up fancy or anything. And actually the meal itself as well is all really low key and just very local and simple food. Almost like you're going to someone's house for a barbecue. So from one very lovely evening out to one very lovely arrival in, let me show you this beautiful jewelry that I ordered from GINGIBERI. So first of all, look at this packaging. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. Look at this, the blue with the gold and everything is embossed. Isn't that beautiful? And even in here actually as well, you get these envelopes for each of the pieces you've ordered with the authentication and all those finer details about each piece of jewelry. How lovely is that? So first on my wish list was definitely this absolutely beautiful necklace. Look at that. Now GINGIBERI specialise in creating the finest AAA grade pearl jewellery, both classic pieces, but as you can see with this one, some with an up-to-date twist as well. The quality is absolutely impeccable, and when you look at comparable brands on the quality, GINGIBERI are like a fifth of the price. So this shell necklace has been made from 18 karat plated gold. And then you have this stunning Aurora pearl hanging in the center. Aurora pearls, if you didn't know, are the finest quality when it comes to freshwater pearls. And I think it is absolutely beautiful. And actually it would look lovely styled on its own, but also styled with another necklace that I've actually chose. Oh wow, how pretty is that? So this Akoya pearl is about 7 to 8 millimeters. And it's using that same AAA grade pearl, but with that gold framing it over the top. That pearl just glistens, doesn't it? I should add here as well that shipping was an absolute breeze. They actually ship worldwide. They offer hassle-free returns, and they even offer a 3-year guarantee. So to complete my lovely new jewelry set, I actually went for 2 different options on earrings. Firstly, choosing a really classic, very timeless pair of Aurora pearl studs. Now, these are obviously the kind of piece that you would have in your collection forever. They're going to mix and match really well with all my different outfit ideas. And actually, when you look at this packaging, how lovely would they be as a gift as well? So the second pair of earrings I chose are a little bit different from the classic studs, but no less elegant and sophisticated in the process. They're still very delicate, and they add a subtle statement, but with that quality just really shining through. I am so very chuffed with all of the pieces I chose. And actually, what I might do is keep styling all of these pieces of jewelry within my outfits this week, so you can all see just how versatile pearls can really be within your own outfits. So at the end of this video, please do click the links that I've added in the description box below. Head over to GINGIBERI's website, have a read of all the information about those pearls for yourself, take a really good look at the collection, and perhaps spoil yourself or a loved one to a very special piece. Right, I need to go get changed as I'm going to head into town, and I think I'm going to wear the layered necklaces and the pearl studs today too. So let's go have a look what we can find new in store.
So just popped into town to have a little look at the new autumn collection from Zara, and trying to focus on their Join Life collection and see if we can see what sort of materials they're using and if it really is sustainable, because as I've mentioned before, I find it quite difficult to see where's the sustainability within that collection. So I kind of thought, let's pop into store, let's try some pieces on and see for ourselves. So let me just quickly show you what I'm wearing. So on my top half, I've got a lovely little knitted top actually. I really like this one. It's got like that window pane design within the knit. It's kind of like adding a little bit of detail, but very subtly, which is nice. Paired it with my new wide leg grey wool trousers, which I absolutely love. And then on my feet, I've gone with trainers because I knew we'd be walking around, so I needed comfort. A little bit of brown at my waistband just to pick out that tone in the pinstripe and also break it up a little bit. And then, I've got my pearls in again, which I really like. And then just a chocolate brown handbag to finish. So let's get going, have a look at the store and see what we can find.
Okay, so a bit of a change of plan. Apparently, Zara in Ibiza do not stock the more sustainable Join Life collection, which first of all, I find really odd. I've never been somewhere where so many people in such a small place, i.e. this little island, that are really into sustainability. I mean, literally everywhere you look, certainly up in the north of the island, is organic food and organic drinks, natural therapies and natural clothes, and leave no trace. It's a really sustainable island. So for the one Zara shop here to not have their supposed sustainable collection is just really weird. So anyway, something I think they need to change. So I had a little browse around store, and what I had to do was try on some pieces which I hoped they looked like they were made a little bit more sustainably. So fingers crossed. Put my specs on so I can see what I'm doing. So the first piece was this, what I thought was a really nice camisole top. Obviously, we're seeing them everywhere at the moment. They're very on trend. And for such a simple piece and relatively affordable as well, I actually thought it's a great item. It just can instantly make you look like you're just giving a little bit of a nod to the trends when actually it's just a camisole top. So it's a really easy way to introduce the trends. And I thought this one from Zara was a good example of it, actually. And then thinking of jeans, I then tried on this pair, and even though on the rail they didn't have a 38, which I would normally go for, so I picked up the 36 thinking, well, they look okay. And they were huge, definitely too big for me. I'd need to size down at least once, possibly even twice. So the sizing felt a little bit messed up there, and it was kind of hard to see if they were a nice shape because they fit so badly, to be honest. So next up, what I thought was a little bit different about this one was that you'd got the 2 tones. So it was a softer brown on the outside and then a chocolate brown on the inside. And that was really lovely, actually, because as you moved, I imagine as you're walking about in your day, you just get that little hint of chocolate from underneath, which is obviously on trend. But regardless of that, I just thought it's quite nice to have the 2 tones in a coat. And equally, not something I've seen about across the high street. So it feels something different, which is quite unusual with Zara, to be honest. So I was really, really impressed with this piece. I thought it was a really nice wool coat. And then actually another really lovely piece I found was this white jumper. Now, I'm praying and keeping my fingers crossed, I've not had a chance to check yet, that this is made from 100% ideally organic cotton. In all honesty, it's probably not. However, this is some wishful thinking going on because I really, really liked it. It was comfy to wear. It was a nice big yarn, so it was kind of not open work, but it felt a little bit more like that kind of style. So it had a bit of detail to it. I actually am trying on the large deliberately so because the small, which is what I would traditionally go for, looked a bit too tight, and then it would be a bit, I don't know, just a bit boring. Kind of wanted a bit something else from it. So by trying the large, it was very much kind of going into that oversized, slouchy autumn into winter, just that perfect sweater. So fingers crossed the composition is a nice one for that. And then I found this pretty blouse, which I'd really, really like to get. I mean, compared to previous Zara try-ons or hauls that I've done over the years, I would say this is one of the better ones I've done. There was definitely more pieces I found that I liked with this one than I have for probably the last couple of years, actually. This one had a kind of embroidered print to the fabric, which hopefully you're picking up on screen. Really pretty, actually. Again, something quite different. And this one for me particularly, I thought was just edging towards a little hint of bohemian style. And I could imagine styling that in a few different ways, both kind of everyday and also going out. Something that I don't think really worked that great, a little bit like the jeans, was this last coat. And it was a bit of a shame actually, because the exterior of this coat was kind of like a deep olive green tweed, almost maybe a cotton tweed, and that was really nice. It was a really nice oversized shape. It felt quite snuggly. But then I realized, and not until I'd got in the changing booth, that that shirt thing, double layer, is connected to the coat. And that just ruined it for me. I thought, why would you do that? It's just like an extra thing plunked on the jacket for what? It didn't add anything to it. And then to a bit of a wild card outfit, which I'm sure is definitely going to be a Marmite piece. Let's start with the pros. I really like the feel of this fabric. I really liked the color. It was a little bit sheer, but by the time you'd got them on, you couldn't see anything. So I thought that was another point of interest. And one more pro, I would say I really like a harem shape, generally. Cons, I think they went too far with the harem shape. It's just too exaggerated, too over the top. And, you know, for some lovely hippies in Ibiza who, you know, bang the drums on the beach at Benares, yeah, I'm sure those harem pants would work great. For me, mooching about town or popping to the shops, it's not going to work. On my top half there, though, I found a pretty classic, really nice crew neck jumper in a great color. And this is often what I think of Zara, actually, certainly when it comes to the women's collection, that they are really good, actually, for some of these staple pieces, you know, like a classic white t-shirt, some simple vests, or some classic jumpers that you might need to top up in your wardrobe. So all in all, it was a successful try-on in Zara. So hopefully a little bit about inspo for you there too. Right, I need to go get some shorts on, go get my little man from school, and I shall see you all tomorrow.
So we just popped out to a little village called San Juan, which is literally about 5 minutes from our house. And although I've been here before and I've actually eaten here around the corner, a place called Mondo's, I've never really explored. So I'm with Sophie, and she's just saying some of these little side streets are beautiful. So I thought we'd just have a little bit of a wander together and show you around, because it's very authentic Ibizan looking, actually, with all these lovely houses. So if you just look around this corner, I love this kind of thing, these little pretty little whitewashed streets and the apartments and with the shutters. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's quite Italian looking, I suppose, the Spanish look, isn't it, really, with the little verandas. But Ibiza does have its own look all in itself as well. It's quite recognizable, I think. If you saw pictures of the buildings here and the architecture, you'd kind of know, oh, that's Ibiza. Well, Sophie's managing very well walking down this quite steep slope. And then as we go down here, as you can see, it's beautiful little side streets. GU Residence, which is a hotel and spa. I love the wiring. That makes me laugh. That reminds me of our old house in England, actually. If you've been following me for a while, you might remember the farmhouse we had in England, which was a bit like the money pit. And when we moved in, all the wiring around the entire house was like that, pinned onto the interior walls. It was a bit of a nightmare. Hence why we don't live there anymore. So my outfit of the day is quite relaxed, but really nice actually to be able to get to wear my suede trousers, which are new in my wardrobe. I really, really love these. I just think they are not only the perfect color, but I love that texture. I just love having that in the mix. Keeping it really simple and just adding a classic white shirt and just leaving it out and loose and pretty relaxed feels right actually with this outfit idea. And then once it gets a bit colder, I would definitely, I'm quite looking forward to actually wearing it with some of my big chunky knits. I think that would work really nicely. I've paired it with my ballet flats on my feet, classic, what's this one called? It's the Simi, that's it, the Simi bag from Paris. And then just my normal sunglasses and my hoops. So anyway, I do need to stop chit-chatting, go to the shops, do some chores, and I look forward to seeing you all in a little bit. So I've just come down to Santa Gertrudis as we're about to head out for an early dinner. I am actually very hungry right now, so that's good. So I thought I would quickly show you what I'm wearing this evening, which is jeans again, my favorite pair that I recently added into my wardrobe. And I've paired with a little bit of gold on my top half. This is quite an old camisole actually, but I believe they still have it in stock in at least a few different colors. So I shall link them in the description box below. As you can see, I have accessorized with my lovely new pearl necklaces, just layering them as I really like that look together. And then tone wise as well, I love the gold and the white, which I thought worked particularly well with this outfit idea, with a little hint of gold with my top and then the crochet with the jacket. I also decided to wear my pearl studs, again just keeping it simple and really elegant. And then my new crochet jacket, which I showed you before. Then I've got little accents of tan with my belt and my ankle boots. And then just finishing with my raffia bag. So that is my outfit of the early evening. Hopefully you like it too. Good morning everyone. So just arrived in town. Got a few chores to do actually. Running a few errands. I need to get some new skincare and I need to get a new powder for my makeup set. And I'm with my lovely friend Sophie, so we're going to go for coffee, most importantly. But just quickly to show you my outfit of the day, I'm wearing my burgundy dress, which actually I know looks like it's two pieces, like a long knit and a skirt, but it's actually a dress. Very, very comfortable to wear, made from a really nice merino. And then obviously the pleating detail with the skirt. And it's getting to that weather now where, for me at least, it's kind of transitional period here where a knit doesn't feel too much. It feels quite nice actually to sort of be cozied up a little bit more, certainly today anyway. So I've gone with accents of black, sort of hoops, my old faithful sunglasses, which I've got in the black, to tie in with my handbag, and I think that's about it. So yeah, come with us and let's have a nice coffee. Well, that was lovely, just a little coffee pit stop, much needed actually, and we've been nattering for England, Sophie and I, just laughing, funnily enough. Does anyone else do this? My memory's got to the stage where it's pretty bad now actually. And so I set all these alarms for things that I'm supposed to be doing. So I think I've got one that goes off at 11, one that goes off at 1, one that goes off at 6, but I can't remember what any of them are for, which obviously is a bit of a pain. And I only just realized 2 weeks ago that you can actually label your alarms. So you might know why they're ringing. Honestly, it's like the fog brain again. But yeah, so we were just talking about how, the sort of windy turns through life, how you end up where you are, and are you always where you were meant to be, kind of thing. Like that's how I feel about living in Ibiza, that like I've just been waiting to be here. Like I always dreamed of living by the sea and having this calmer, slower lifestyle. I mean, I'm still working, obviously, but just the atmosphere feels calmer than London, for example, and how I used to work there, which was pretty intense, and everything's always like on the go, on the go, on the go. I love chatting on YouTube and doing my channel. For some reason, instantly, since I've been doing it over here, slipped into a slower way of doing it. So yeah, it's just interesting to see, 20 years ago when I first came here and absolutely fell in love with this island. Could I have possibly imagined that now we've been living here with our child and our other children coming over and living the life that I always wanted? And someone's birthday celebration as well. Yeah, it feels good. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It feels good. So tonight we are off to Namaste for the last party of the season. They do actually do one for Halloween, but other than that, it's the last one. I am wearing my Suzanne blouse, my terracotta trousers, my
Little Etsy special earrings. It's not going to be a late one because Walter has school tomorrow. Sorry, it's very, very bumpy drive. Hold on. A very, very, very bumpy drive. No tarmac roads here. So yes, definitely will be in bed by midnight at least. Sorry, correction. As David's just informed me, I mean midnight at most, not at least. I'm definitely not staying out past midnight because...
That's when you turn into a pumpkin, isn't it?
Exactly, I turn into a pumpkin. I have to be in bed at the very latest midnight, but on a school night, I'd ideally like 10, to be honest.
Better get going then.
This is a bit lightweight, isn't it? It's 8 o'clock now. Right, I'll see you in a bit.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I have just arrived in beautiful San Lorenzo. This is actually the main village of where we live, kind of in the countryside. I'm just coming to one of my favorite restaurants, La Paloma, for a beautiful lunch with a couple of friends. So I've got dressed up a little bit. So I'm wearing a favorite blue shirt. This one's a really lovely brushed cotton. I think it's organic cotton and really, really soft. And it just has a really nice drape to it that just kind of slouches in that perfect way. Paired it with a silky skirt in the soft pink, a little bit of camel with my handbag, and then tied that in as well with my sandals on my feet. It was meant to be quite cloudy today, but the sun has definitely come out, which is lovely, and I will never argue with a bit of sunshine on my skin, even if it is a little bit cooler. Actually, this village here, about 15 years ago, and this is really annoying, it's a little bit like looking at properties in London 20 years later. But this village, we found a house here about 15 years ago when we weren't in the mindset of moving to Ibiza financially or personally with the kids as well. And we found a house up the road. And for us, it was just about affordable. And when I now think about it, it would have been an absolute bargain, and I'm gutted that we didn't go for it because it would have been perfect for us, particularly now as well that there's 3 of us living here and the boys coming over. So it had a pool, it had a lovely big garden, only 3 bedrooms, so the big boys would have to share, but hey, look, hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? You make those decisions that you can at the time and what you can afford at the time, and it would have been too extravagant to have a second home. So yeah, Timing wasn't great, but the house would have been beautiful. And sadly now it's probably about 3 times the price, which is a bit annoying. Anyway, I'm waffling. Right, I'm going to go eat. So I shall see you all in a little bit. So I just arrived in San Juan, and really strangely, but absolutely wonderfully, I met this really lovely man and got chatting. So watch this. So I've just met the lovely Raul, and he had such an interesting story. So I thought I would introduce you. It's nice to meet you, Raul.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
So you were saying, so where are you from originally?
Even I was born in Malaga, I never lived in Malaga. I grew up in Madrid and I lived in Madrid, and then I went to London and Amsterdam and Ibiza, a little bit Germany, Japan.
Oh, wow, a little bit of everywhere.
I never went to India. Most of my friends have been in India.
So how long have you been in Ibiza?
About 52 years, when everything was very cheap.
Yeah. Sadly, it's not very cheap anymore.
Very different. When I came, the country houses, they didn't have electricity. They didn't have running water, you know. The roads were without asphalt, only country road, and still horses and donkeys on the road. And it's only 52 years ago or something like that.
I think we've met a little bit of a celebrity on our travels because you actually started the drumming at sunset at Benares.
Yeah, because I was living not far from Benares Beach, so it was my beach. And I went there and I started to drum, and then another drum, another one, and then fishermen's, and nobody else in the beach. Nowadays, if you go to Benares, you will find easily 500 people. It became very famous and very busy.
What was the name of your group?
My group, Benny Drums. Benny from Benny Rush and Drums.
We like it. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. It's really interesting to meet you and hear your story.
Okay. You're very welcome.
Thank you. How cute is that? That was just such a really impromptu meeting, but actually really lovely to chat to him. I mean, what an interesting man. He literally was one of the founding fathers of the Benares drumming. I think that's amazing. And a really lovely chappie as well. So that has very much made my day. I've totally forgot about all the chores I need to do, but let me just quickly show you what I'm wearing. So my outfit of the day is this old faithful, well-worn, well-loved linen dress. I've got this one in both the white and the khaki actually. And then over the top I'm wearing my caramel suede jacket. I've gone for my sunnies. I've got my hoops on again for a change. Little hint of brown with my bangles, and then my suede shoulder bag to finish. Right, I think I need a coffee actually. I might have a coffee and then do my chores. I am going to get round to them eventually. Ibiza, I don't think you're keeping up your side of the bargain here. This is not what we came for. And it's kind of ruining my afternoon. I came back, got changed, planned on doing some filming outside in the sunshine on the balcony, and then the heavens opened, so that kind of scuppered my plan. So instead, let me go inside, let's get cozy comfy, and I can show you just how good that hair mask is I bought the other day. And that rain better sort itself out for tomorrow. That is definitely what I needed. That's cheered me up no end. Hot sort of pampering shower, and I'm going to carry on the pamper session now and then snuggle in for the evening, maybe with a nice glass of wine. I think that's what I should do. I found that actually in one of the removal boxes, and it's almost full as well. It's the neon body milk that you use in the shower, and it's got lavender, jasmine and sandalwood, so it really smells like, you know, cozying in for the evening. Quite autumnal actually, but in a really lovely cozy kind of way. So onto my hair mask, which actually I think is really, really good. And for something that's retailing under £20, which is quite unusual actually for a hair mask, they're more sort of 45, 50 kind of pounds, I think it's a really, really good one. So it's quite thick, as I will show you in a second. So I'm kind of getting a lump like that, and then sort of starting on the really damaged bits, which is about there on my hair, just kind of smothering it on. It just feels really lovely and instantly very soft. You can sort of feel that it's really getting in there and nourishing it. I don't know if anyone's tried the Elemis pink clay mud mask or something like that. It reminds me of that. It's really, really similar, and obviously a whole lot cheaper than that one too. So if you're looking for something for your own hair, if you too have got quite dry hair, or maybe have it coloured and you've got a bit of damage, I think this one from Sephora is a really good option. And then I'm going to finish this evening with the face mask as well, and I'll leave that one on all night. So I shall show you the results tomorrow. Hopefully my hair will look all lovely and soft and bouncy again, and I think it's definitely a cozy night in for me. See you then. So this is the result. I don't think my hair has felt this soft since we arrived in Ibiza. So after that lovely week of outfits, which was your favourite? What did you think to those wild card Zara trousers? And how lovely was Raoul? I could have quite happily chatted to him for hours. I bet he's got so many stories to tell, perhaps for another time. Don't forget to click the links in the description box below and take a look at all that beautiful new in jewellery from GINGIBERI. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm always very, very grateful for your support, and I shall be back next week with lots more outfit ideas, styling advice, and out and about living on a small island. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all then. Have a wonderful week, everyone. I shall see you on Sunday.